This is Detective Briglia.
Detectives are focused on a suspect named John Wilson, for a very good reason. Earlier in the year, Wilson had made a violent attempt on Paulo's life. It all started in early spring. Wilson's girlfriend, Penny, had landed a job as Paulo's assistant.
We had a pretty busy schedule.
When she had car trouble, Paulo did what he often did when his employees had financial problems. He loaned her money.
You could use a little extra cash.
Thank you.
Mr. Paulo was known to give employees money. He did like to help people.
I'll get this back to you as soon as I can.
The generosity was just part of Paulo's character. But when John Wilson saw that Penny was taking cash gifts from her boss, he assumed the worst.
That's a lot of money.
I know, Ashley's a really great guy.
Mr. Wilson believed that Mr. Paulo was sleeping with or had slept with his girlfriend.
What did you do to get it?
I didn't do anything.
You're cheating on me!
Wilson became enraged
Don't lie to me!
and vowed to put an end to it.
Get back here!
On May 10th, 2010, 6 months before Paulo's murder, Wilson paid a visit to his residence.
Did you give her money? What'd you make her do?
Mr. Wilson was extremely angry when he arrived at the house. He confronted Mr. Paulo.
What'd you make her do for you?
He burst into the house and literally tried to kill him right there on the spot.
You need to calm down, okay?
I need to calm down like hell. I need to calm down.
Paulo managed to escape the intruder.
Paulo, get back here!
He ran into the yard with Wilson in hot pursuit.
Mr. Wilson followed him, battered him some more, and got on top of him and was choking him.
A tenant who was renting a room at the house at the time came outside with a shotgun. He witnessed the fight, thought it would be a good idea to fire a round out of the shotgun to try to distract Mr. Paulo and Mr. Wilson.
But the shotgun blast had no effect. Instead, it spurred Wilson to squeeze Paulo's neck tighter.
So this tenant took the shotgun and broke it over the back of Mr. Wilson. That did, in fact, stop the fight.
You're under arrest.
By the time Wilson came to, police were on the scene. He was taken into custody and charged with attempted murder. 6 months later, Paulo's body turned up at the bottom of a storm shelter. It seems Wilson finally got his wish. But even though he has the perfect motive, Wilson also has the perfect alibi. He's been locked up in county jail. He's there on murder charges stemming from another confrontation he had the same Monday morning that he attacked Paulo. This one was with his own mother. It ended with Wilson stabbing her to death with a kitchen knife. Booked on murder charges, he hasn't left his prison cell since the day he stormed Paulo's house all those months ago.
So it wasn't possible that he was the killer, but it still was within the realm of possibility that he hired somebody to have this done.
Mr. Paulo has been murdered.
Good.
Are you responsible in some way?
Guys, I've been in here the whole time. You got nothing on me.
During his time in jail, Wilson had been seen talking to a notorious inmate, well known as a killer for hire.
I was call somebody on the outside.
Investigators examined phone records of all the calls Wilson made or received while incarcerated.
Thanks.
They also checked the names of his recent visitors, searching for any evidence that Wilson was arranging an outside hit from the confines of his cell. Jailhouse snitches are called in to see if Wilson ever boasted about having Paulo killed. With no proof Wilson conspired to kill Paulo, this otherwise perfect suspect is dropped from the list